Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back to another Pokemon video. So with the Scarlet Violet coming out last weekend, right? I mean, that's what everyone's doing right now. As I'm streaming the game sporadically on the channel. So check that out whenever I'm doing it. I guess I have no schedule, but yeah, I thought we'd talk a bit about Terastallization and how it inevitably will happen in Pokemon Masters and how that's gonna work. So. First of all, let's dispel the notion of, oh, is Terastallize? Maybe it's not gonna come to Masters at all. No, it's gonna come to Masters. I mean, Mega is in Masters. Dynamax, right, which came out after, right? Because Sword and Shield, released after Pokemon Masters, right? They got their Dynamax made it into the game, although it took a while. Because the first two, I want to say, right? Let's see, what were they? Okay, so the first, let's see, Gloria didn't have it, Pierce didn't have it, Leon didn't have it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so the first 9 Galarian units that were in the game did not have I almost said did not have Dynamax, right? First one with it was Eternatus. Oh, yeah, Eternax, but whatever, right? You get the idea. And then most units after that came with it, right? Alistair came with it. Hop didn't. I mean, it's Zamazenta. So yeah, Alistair came with it. Who else? Raihan, right? Raihan had it as well. Let's see. Actually, when you look at it, maybe not a lot of them had it. B had it, right? Gloria, Dojo Gloria, and recent 3 all had them as well. And then there's a few like non-Galarian units that also had like Classic Elisa, whatever, right here and there. So yeah, that's the other thing, right? When it does come, and it is going to come, there's also a possibility for like non-Paldean characters to also have it as well. So that could also be interesting. We'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, in terms of how it's gonna work, right? So the basic things about Terastallization. It's a weird word to say, but we have to first like understand like how this thing works overall, right? So first things first, it can only be used once per battle when activated. So most likely, it's going to be a once per battle kind of thing, right? Which would be similar in the way to, I guess, max moves. Max moves, obviously, you can only use once per battle. Although you could get multiple units. If you have multiple units with max moves on the team, you could throw out multiple. But it can't be like from the same unit, right? I mean, Pokemon Masters does have that advantage in comparison to like main games. Like you could have like multiple megas on your team and they could all mega if you just sync with them respectively, right? So it seems like it's just gonna be a once per battle thing, right? And then after that, creates a jewel luster around each Pokemon. Each Pokemon in Paldea can Terastallize, and each Pokemon has a special Terra type. When Terastallized, it will change its type to its special Terra type. These are not specifically set by species but can vary by Pokemon. So one Eevee you can have be normal type, or the other can be flying type, blah blah blah. You'll need a Terra Orb in order to Terastallize. I mean, the characters have what they need generally, right? Dynamax bands, Mega rings, whatever, this and that. In Paldea, you'll need to recharge the Terra Orb after use, either by touching crystals of Terrestrial Energy or going back to the Pokemon Center. I don't think this might not be an issue, right? In terms of factoring into like the game. I think the game will probably just like skip this part like completely. I don't think we'll have to like charge every time after we Terastallize. Although I guess if they really wanted to implement something like that, they could. They can like make like an item that you have to like buy with like coins. I don't know. That would be lame. Or like you have to like grind out in like a training area or something. So like you don't actually have like unlimited uses of Terastallization. It's just like whenever like you need them. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, I highly doubt they're gonna implement it. That part, you'll probably just be able to use it, right after. And yeah, you could also find blah, blah, blah. Okay, obviously there's no wild Pokemon here. and we don't have to worry about that. We're not, you don't catch Pokemon in Masters. What else? Okay, so here's the big thing, right? Terastallize boost. In addition to changing the Pokemon's type, you could change how many things work. If the Pokemon uses a move that matches its Terra type or its original types, the move is stronger. Pokemon Masters does not have Stab, right? The same type of attack boost, for those who don't know, right? So that's like the main thing with Terastallization is it gives the unit basically a sort of Stab boost on this new type, but they also retain the Stab on their original typing as well. Pokemon Masters don't have Stab in the first place, right? So getting Stab on the original type probably is not going to apply over here. But the interesting part is they could probably do something about like the new type, right? Because I think the boost is what, 50%, right? 50% boost if you use a move of that new type. So they can make it, if they really want, right? They can make it so that after you Terastallize or whatever, right? You'll have that extra. So maybe in a way, after like you Terastallize for that specific type, first of all, it changes your type, right? Probably gonna change your type. In Pokemon Masters, there's no dual types. There's only one type for each Pokemon. You could have different type moves, but you only have like one type. It's generally whatever your sync move type is, right? So that's probably the first thing that's gonna change your type, which in Masters means change your sync move type. Probably could change your weakness as well, although generally that's not like a huge deal in the game. It's maybe if you're like a tank, right? I mean, it'll be nice if you don't get hit by like super effective, but there's no like resistances or whatever. It's just weaknesses. So maybe it'll change your weakness, and every unit obviously only has one weakness, right? So maybe you change your weakness, change your sync move type, right? Sort of like how Lopunny works, right? Mega Lopunny, it's after you sync with you guys know Mega Lopunny. After you sync with Lopunny, it starts as a normal type, and then you sync, boom, turns into fighting type. The sync move turns into fighting type as well, and yeah, that's that. But yeah, on top of those types, probably just going to give you an extra 50% boost in that new type that you could get as well, right? So, for example, if there's like a new unit with they have a Terastallize, I don't know, there's another Charizard or something, and boom, it turns into like a water Charizard, and then it turns the sync move into water type. I'm not sure if they're gonna do the models. I mean, I would imagine like models for like Terastallized Pokemon are probably gonna be a bit hard to do. I don't know. We'll see if they do the models or not, but cause like with Dynamax and Gigantamax, they didn't do like Dynamax and D-Max or G-Max models, right? They just did like a sync move animation frame and then do the animation, boom, it's over. But again, they also the units also don't stay in Dynamax or G-Max, right? So yeah, probably gonna give a boost to the new type. So the question over here, I feel like is mainly, is it gonna be more like Mega, where you're gonna be in that type like the whole battle, or is it more gonna be like Dynamax, where you just for that one hit? I hope it's gonna be for the whole battle, because the thing with like, if they made like Dynamax, right? If they made Dynamax applicable to like the whole battle, that'd be slightly OP. I mean, you're like throwing out like every single turn, you throw out like a 300, 400 BP move. That would be slightly overpowered. But on the other hand, a 50% boost could also be pretty overpowered too. So I mean, if they do want to really balance it, they could just make it so that like, the rest of the stats on this unit might be not as high, or like the BP of their moves might not be as good, or not give them as much multiplier, so it sort of balances. It's not like incredibly OP if they do keep it for the entire battle, right? So yeah, that's really the thing. Are they going to do it like Dynamax just for one hit? I mean, even if it is just for one hit, it will still be pretty powerful, right? I mean, it would get to maybe around, the levels of Dynamax, a max move. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's only for one move either, but I feel like the entire battle thing makes a bit more sense, because Dynamax does have like a turn limit, right, in the main game, so it makes sense if it's not like that for the entire battle. But Megas are basically like Terastallization. It's until the end of the battle, so I don't see why they won't have this until the end of the battle as well, right? Alright, so in terms of, are old units gonna have, you know, Terastallize? Are they gonna give are they gonna give like Hugh, you know, in the future, give him a Terra type and turn him into like not normal type? It's possible, but I wouldn't count on it. Remember they said that they were gonna give like old units Dynamax and like Gmax or whatever, and it's been like more than a year. It has not happened yet. It has not happened yet. So I wouldn't really count on it. Although could it happen like next year? Maybe, because like they did say they would do it eventually, but they just haven't done it yet. So I would not really count on. Like they could promise it. They could say, oh, okay, in the future we will also be giving old units you know, Terastallization as well. Okay, they could say that, but expect it in like 2 years maybe. At least before they start actually giving it to older units. So yeah, is there like anything like interesting they could do in terms of like any like existing units with Terastallization? I don't really know. It's just, I really feel like it's probably just like the normal type units, just please. and here's the other thing. In terms of how they're gonna like Terra, are they gonna just give you a button and like let you Terra like immediately at the start of the game? Probably not. Probably not. I feel like it really depends. Are they gonna do it like Dynamax? If they are gonna do it like Dynamax, then maybe they'll let you Terra whenever you want. Although if they are gonna make it more like Mega, that's probably just gonna be like an on sync thing, right? After you sync, boom, you get Terra. And as for like how the moves are gonna work, are they gonna are you just gonna have this like different type move only after you sync? Probably they could do that, right? You know, they could, for example, if they release a, I don't know, a Fury Coco Terra with I don't know his movesets. I don't know what he could learn, but like maybe like a rock type Terra, then he could get like rock throw or something. I hope it's not. I hope to God it's not rock throw. But like I don't know, some like rock type move, right? And then they can make it so that like pre-sync you don't have that move, and then post-sync you gain that move and replace it with like some of the other moves. Maybe like a trainer move that, hopefully a trainer move that you've already used and has no more MP and already buffed your stats, right? Or they could just replace one of his like other like fire type moves. I hope it's not like that. I hope they just like have it either only replace trainer moves that you're probably going to use pre-sync, or just like don't replace anything, just have it as is going in, because then it's like, oh, well, you have to sync, or on the other hand, oh, you gotta like not sync if you want to keep your other type move or whatever, right? So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of questions surrounding how this could potentially be implemented. But I mean, if they do give that extra 50%, right, that will be huge. That will be huge, because that's like a because units now, like if you look at the multipliers, they have, you know, they have their own multipliers. You have weather zone terrain, right? Either one of them, and then also have rebuff, and then boom, you get like a Terastallization to like your own type, and like that's just a lot of 50% multipliers stacked on top of each other, right? That could turn into some disgusting stuff. Also, you know, not to mention all the other super duper effective up next. I don't know, physical special move up next, whatever, right? So yeah, that could lead to some really, really big damage. Or they could do the thing where they don't get that extra 50% boost, and they just make it so that if you don't sync, if you don't Terastallize, you're just not gonna have this type available to you at all, and you'll have to like sync to get this, you know, a Terra type, and get this move. You don't get the boost, but you just get this move, which in that case would be a lot lamer. That would be a lot less interesting. So I hope that's not what they do, and they just give us a extra 50% boost. Not that this game is hard enough to warrant even more multipliers, but I don't know, it's cool. So why not? Anyways, yeah, that's really this one, I guess. Hope y'all enjoyed. My guys, think in the comments down below. Like, enjoy the video, channel some more Pokemon Scarlet. Let me know what you guys think, you know, in terms of how Terastallization is gonna work in Pokemon Masters. Again, like, of all the things I'm worried about, I'm actually not worried about like how like it's gonna work like mechanically, right? In terms of, like, in battle, I'm way more worried about, are they gonna are they gonna spend the resources and you know, work to actually get the models? Because then, you know, if that's just a lot of extra work, right? That's just a lot of extra work. Like, for example, a sync pair previously, you got make a model for the trainer, make a model for the Pokemon, and then make the attack animation, all that stuff. And then, like, if they're gonna like make models for like the Terastallize Pokemon, then like you have to make, generally, because they're probably gonna be mostly new Pokemon from Paldea, and then you have to make a new trainer model, the Pokemon model, and then you have to make a version of it like Terastallize, and you have to sync up all the animations. All they probably have different animations too, because you're gonna have like different. Well, it depends on if they replace moves or not, or whatever, right? I don't know. that's the thing I'm worried about. Way more than like how it's gonna work out in battle, right? So, I hope they get models. Again, it's more work, so a lot more work, but anyways, we'll see. All right, have fun. Like, subscribe, all that stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.